JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, 69-year-old woman collapses at court after being fined for a curfew breach. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items. A 69-year-old woman collapsed at court Tuesday, seconds after being fined $5,000 for breaching the Disaster Risk Management Act's May curfew order. Beverly Isaac, a resident of Denham Town in West Kingston, was brought before Senior Parish Judge Lauren Coll Montague at the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court for indecent exposure, disorderly conduct, and breaching the curfew order, for which he entered a not guilty plea and was fined. An informal street sweeper, Isaac was reportedly on the road during the nightly curfew hours when she got into a confrontation with cops and was subsequently charged. On Tuesday, barely able to stand upright to address the judge, Isaac disclosed that she suffers from a myriad of illnesses, including asthma, hypertension, and an undisclosed heart condition. Given Isaac's conditions, her attorney, Will Leslie, successfully argued that the disorderly conduct charge be dropped. Isaac then pleaded not guilty to the indecent exposure charge, saying, "Not guilty, Your Honor. Why would I expose myself? Me's a big man." However, Coll Montague said she had taken Isaac's health into consideration, and if Isaac should plead guilty to the indecent exposure charge, she would only be admonished and discharged. After much deliberation between Isaac and Leslie, the elderly woman changed her plea to guilty. She was subsequently admonished. "Miss Isaac, you are admonished and discharged, and in your condition, take good care of yourself, ma'am," Coll Montague said. After Isaac was dismissed, a clerk and a police officer assisted her out of the courtroom, but as she exited the door, the elderly woman, who had been observed hardly able to walk and violently shaking, collapsed. It took approximately 20 minutes for Isaac to settle down to the point where she could be assisted home by a neighbor. Isaac's attorney, Leslie, later said that the stress of appearing in court caused Isaac to have a panic attack. Former radio talk show host Winston Babatunde Witter has died. Former radio talk show host Winston Babatunde Witter has died. He was 62 years old. Witter died today at the University Hospital of the West Indies, where he was admitted on Sunday. He was taken to the hospital after he was found unconscious at his home. The popular radio personality, whose career spanned several years at KLAS Radio, was ailing from cirrhosis of the liver, a close friend confirmed. FLA ex-deputy chair denies wrongdoing, claims official taking bribes. Former deputy chairman of the Farm Licensing Authority, FLA, Dennis Meadows, is alleging that there is major corruption at the agency.
I note with grave concern the incendiary and defamatory assertions coming out of the FLA press conference this morning, particularly those comments attributed to its CEO, Mr. Shane Darling. I have forwarded recordings of the conference to my attorneys, Charles Ganga Singh et al., and have been advised to be reserved in my initial comments for obvious reasons. Firstly, please note that I and my former board colleagues were appointed to the FLA board in March of 2016 and not 2014 as stated by Mr. Darling. Secondly, I have been forthright and open in my public comments on issues affecting the FLA, and I am not a part of any whistleblowing effort. I'm a straight shooter, and I speak my mind openly and forthrightly. I do so without fear nor favor. Mr. Darling's defamatory pronouncements this morning not only seek to impugn my reputation and character, but also that of my former board colleagues, and is the action, in my view, of an obvious, desperate man who sees the walls closing in on him. If you recall, in 2017, when the FLA matters became of public interest, I voluntarily recused myself from the board to facilitate any unhindered investigation. In my public recusal, I invited the MOCA to investigate all allegations. I assisted MOCA subsequently, even without the services of legal counsel, because I had nothing to fear. I use this medium to again call on MOCA, the Integrity Commission, and the Auditor General to immediately conduct A probe in damning allegations of impropriety abound in the public space. As recently as last week, an acquaintance of mine paid $1,350,000 to an emissary of one of FLA directors and obtained a firearm license in a record time of 2 months. Further, those who are denied their application for firearm license are contacted by said emissary and invited to lodge US $6,000 to a Caymanian and US accounts. One such account belongs to a senior head, a family of the senior head of FLA. I will have more to say on this score. In the meantime, I condemn any effort on the part of Mr. Darling to seek to impugn my character and those of my former board colleagues. You may want to question our decisions, but our integrity and our character remains intact. I hope Mr. Darling can survive any investigation.
The negative impression of me started with the former deputy chairman of the board, Dennis Meadows, posting on social media and giving the impression to the public that I deny persons based on my own likes or dislikes. He has stated that police officers are not getting weapons, other persons are not getting firearm license because I have vindictive ways or whatever. But Mr. Meadows is well aware that I am not a part of the approval process, and Mr. Meadows has made post recently to state that I try to influence the board in granting firearm licenses.
That's an absolute falsehood. The CEO has never sought to, and as a matter of fact, would never dare to try to instruct the board as to decisions were made at the board level. It doesn't happen. If it happened previously, it certainly does happen under my board.
In order to provide the public with more information, the board has agreed to have regular press conferences on a monthly basis to continue to update the public and inform the public as to the processes so persons understand what takes place when they apply for a license.
JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.